From NBC News, this is Today.
All right, Meredith, thank you very much. Another athlete's going to be in the spotlight today for a much different reason. Later this morning, Tiger Woods will make his first public statement on camera about those affairs that were revealed following that infamous Thanksgiving night crash. But not everyone is happy with how the statement will be made. NBC's Kerry Sanders is at TPC Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, where Tiger will talk. Kerry, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Matt. Tiger speaks today, and we have a little insight as to why he's talking now. He's been in sex therapy, and apparently one of the steps to recovery is to apologize to those he's wronged. I spent a little time up at the TPC clubhouse to see where he's going to speak. There's lots of security. The room he's going to be in is sealed off. Joining him will be some friends, at least 3 reporters, possibly his family. While they will see him face to face, the one thing he has said, he is not going to answer questions.
34-year-old Tiger Woods will go on camera at 11 a.m. Eastern, and whatever he says will be broadcast worldwide. Perhaps the most famous athlete in the world since Muhammad Ali. It's not only what Tiger says, but attention is focused on the visual. Who is or is not standing by his side. Specifically, wife Elin Nordegren, married to Tiger for more than 5 years. Witnesses tell NBC News she's still not wearing her wedding ring. Golf fans have differing expectations today.
I think I would like to see her there.
You want to see her standing next to him?
Yes, and I would like to hear a heartfelt apology from Tiger.
That doesn't matter. I want to hear him say when he's coming back to golf so I can watch golf.
And you want to hear him say
that he's sorry for what he's done to her as well as to the golf community.
It was Thanksgiving weekend when Tiger crashed his car into a fire hydrant and then a tree outside his home. The night his wife allegedly found text messages on his phone from another woman. The accident unraveled his secret life when more than a dozen women came forward claiming they'd had affairs with Tiger. And while he's never named the women he was with, he acknowledged his infidelity in early December with a message posted on his website that read, "I have let my family down and I regret those transgressions with all my heart." Today, in the same way Tiger controls the ball on the golf course, he will control his appearance. He's invited a half-dozen reporters and some friends, but all have been told no questions. The PGA commissioner says Tiger's decision to talk now is part of his treatment for sex addiction. Tiger checked out of a Mississippi treatment center just 4 days ago. What's unclear is how much Tiger's lawyers and agent will let him say.
Whether this is truly heartfelt or not may not be as important as whether it feels heartfelt.
Laura Bloom wrote the book, The Art of the Apology.
I wish he had done this 3 months ago. But certainly he can still apologize. We can still forgive him. But he's going to have to persuade America that he's genuinely sorry.
A source tells NBC News that when Elin went to bed last night, she had decided she was not going to come. I'm told this morning that Tiger continues to ask her to change her mind. Matt?
All right, Kerry Sanders in Florida this morning. Thank you, Kerry. Let's bring in Mike Lupica, sports columnist for the New York Daily News. He's back in our New York studio. Mike, good morning to you.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, I want to read you a portion of that statement that Tiger Woods released back on the 2nd of December of last year. Something he said, no matter how intense curiosity about public figures can be, there's an important and deep principle at stake, which is the right to some simple human measure of privacy. Personal sins should not require press releases, and problems with a family should not mean public confessions. That was in December. What's changed?
Well, I mean, that was about 10 girlfriends ago. Listen, Matt, I think he's got one job today above all the others, because this is a different form of rehab before he gets onto the rehab of winning golf tournaments. He's got to convince everybody that he feels remorse for something other than getting caught. And once he gets past that, then, you know, I've got a friend who, when he shows up to play golf, says, where's the first tee and what's the course record? His real rehab of his image and his brand, he thinks, is going to be when he starts winning golf tournaments again.
What about the fact that he will not accept or take questions today? How's that going to sit with members of the media and the general public out there?
I think if you're going to do this, you got to sit there and answer questions the way McGuire did, the way Alex Rodriguez did. And by the way, I'm not one of those people who feels he owes us an apology. But if you're going to put yourself in this setting, then you got to take some questions, because he and his agent, Mark Steinberg, they apparently still think that they're in control here, that they can establish some sort of high ground. And you want to ask them, you know, what movie have you been watching?
This apology, Mike, is obviously a step along the road to getting back on the golf course, which you just talked about. The first major tournament of the year is the Masters. That's coming up about 7 weeks from now. Is it likely we'll see him at Augusta?
You know, just from a golf point of view, Matt, you know this. I mean, this was supposed to be a dream year for him in regards to the majors. He's got the Masters, which he's won multiple times. The Open's going to be at Pebble Beach, which he won by 9,000 strokes. And then he goes to St. Andrews for the British Open. So this was setting up his pursuit of Jack Nicklaus beautifully. And until we found out that he had been leading this dumb, reckless frat boy life. And today, whatever he says, he's got to convince people that he genuinely feels that he's hurt somebody other than himself. Because as you've watched this thing play out, he feels real bad mostly about what happened to him.
Well, real quickly, though, if he does make his first stop back on the tour or first tournament back, the Masters at Augusta, it would make sense, wouldn't it? Because the galleries at Augusta are considered not only the most knowledgeable in golf, but probably the most polite in golf. So he might not face catcalls or heckling that he could face elsewhere.
Yeah, Matt, he's going to be in one kind of cocoon today by doing this at the PGA Tour, you know, their headquarters. And then I think he'll probably come back and play Arnold Palmer's tournament to get ready for the Masters because, you know, then he gets a big hug from the king, and then he goes into what would be a dream setting. You know, it's funny. I really wonder sometimes how much the Masters wants his big return to be there, because I don't know if they want the circus to come to town.
Maybe a good point. Mike Lupica. Mike, thanks for your time this morning. I appreciate it.
Okay, Matt.
All right, and you can see Tiger's statement live coming up at 11 a.m. Eastern Time right here on NBC. Let's get a check of the weather now from Al.